Yes. Hi, everyone. It's me, Elisa. And today I'm sharing a topic with you about eczema and a situation that I dealt with my daughter. My daughter was in school and she had eczema. And I happened to get a call one day from her school in Western Broward County. And they called me and said, you need to put your daughter on Ritalin because she's hyper. And the first question I asked was, who are you? Are you a doctor? Because as far as I know, you're a teacher and you're telling me that my daughter needs to see someone to be put on Ritalin. Who's expecting this to happen? Do I have a referral from you as a school? Are you telling me that she has Ritalin? That's what you're telling me, isn't it? That's what I'm hearing. So let me take a look at you face to face as a mother, not as a therapist that I am. I was very upset. So she said, well, she needs to be put on Ritalin or she won't be able to go to school. And this was one of those top A schools that my daughter went to. And I had some thoughts that they probably wanted certain grades from these students in order to make their grade as a school. And so I started watching my daughter, and at night she would scratch. She would scratch so bad that I could hear her at night. And she would stay up at night scratching. So when daytime would come and she would have to go to school, the only way that she could keep awake during this time was to keep active. So their solution to the problem was, well, she must be hyperactive. And that was not the case. She was not hyperactive. She did not have a need for Ritalin. I was being told by a teacher, not a doctor, that that's what she needed. So if anyone's out there listening to me, I hope you're really hearing me as a mom, because I was really mad. And when I found this out, I realized something, and I happened to work for one of the most famous doctors for the autoimmune system in the United States. And I went in and the doctor said to me, well, haven't you used manual lymph drainage? And I said, you and your MLD. Guys, forgive me, because I love MLD, but I was frustrated. I was like, tell me that it's going to work, because I've used all this stuff for eczema. It's not working on her. She's scratching all over the place. Nothing's working. And unless I hear that it's going to work, I don't want to hear anymore. I was just that frustrated. And he told me, remember that in the Vater's Compendium, they talk about eczema. So why don't you do the MLD treatment in full body for an infant or for a young person, which she was about 6 years old. Do it nightly at time of bedtime, and she'll fall asleep and not be itching. and we saw her skin clear up in 30 days. Well, what was very interesting though was that by the second day, the teacher called me and thanked me for putting her on Ritalin. And I told her I didn't. I said, I gave my daughter manual lymph drainage, and that's what she's going to stay on. And that's from a physician's opinion about manual lymph drainage, not from some teacher who thinks they're a doctor and who has a quota to make. And all she could say was, oh, well, 30 years later, my daughter is now a Japanese, Chinese, and Vietnamese major. She's not taken any of this Ritalin. She's not taken any of that medication, and she's a healthy person. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know you hear me talk a lot about MLD, but I'm talking now about MLD for eczema with children from a parent who went through it, who almost, if I didn't know better and didn't have a doctor who would tell me what he told me and the protocol, I would probably have a daughter 30 years later on Ritalin, and God only knows the side effects of that. And she didn't have to go through that. And maybe neither do you. So I hope that you enjoy my little talk about things that go on in our own families. And I hope it helps yours. So be blessed, everybody, and take care. Signing off from Lisa DeFalco, OT, the Manual Lymph Drainage Institute International, 954-709-0042. And if you'd like to write me, it's lymphdoctors@gmail.com.